Originally, it was during spring break, and we came back from New York. We were in New York during spring break, and we were rolling. We were just getting into the sort of the meat and potatoes of the season, and we came back late Tuesday night. Wednesday, we had um, lift, and then after lift, Skip called like a meeting and said everything's still good right now. Um, Everything that's going on around us so far so good. We're still continuing with our season, and classes hadn't been canceled at that point. And then we woke up Thursday morning and we were supposed to have a practice at 10 a.m. We got to practice. The coaches weren't even there, so we kind of started without them. And then 15 minutes into it, he told everyone to stop. Sort of called a meeting and said, "Guys, not looking too good. I'll know more in a couple hours." So he sort of sent us home. And then I think it was 1:30 in the afternoon. He sent me a text and was like, "Hey, tell everyone to come back to the small gym. I have some news." And so everyone sort of filed in, and that's when he kind of broke it to us and said, "Hey, as of right now, we're suspended for a month. This is what it's looking like." But I think everyone sort of deep down saw everything on social media that was going on around us about all these other conferences and all these other schools that were sort of shutting down indefinitely. So I think it was in the back of everyone's head that, it was going to be pretty hard for us to start up after a month. And then I think what really hit me and a lot of other people on our team was when he called in just the seniors to talk afterwards. And it was essentially like trying to stay positive, but sort of like a good, almost like a goodbye speech. So I honestly, that was really moving for me. I had never seen so many grown men, crying in one room. Just to see like all the hard work over everyone, all these seniors that have put in the work for 4 or 5 years, and just to see it end like this, it leaves like a hole in your stomach. Something just doesn't sit right, especially with me. That's sort of how I felt about it. But everyone was sort of in the same boat all across the country. So it just stinks to see, all these seniors put in all the work for so long just to have it taken away right when the good part was about to start. This program has given me so much. I didn't know what to expect coming into SNHU. I instantly fell in love with the school, with the people. Everyone's so nice. And then I had that built-in family. I have been with some of these kids for 4 or 5 years. All the coaching staff has stayed there. Over time you build these relationships that you can't really put a price on. And yeah, my journey was definitely interesting. As I said, I redshirted my freshman year. I had to sort of work for everything that I've got through this program, and I think that's what makes it more special for me, is that I was just looking forward to this last year, and just to see everyone on the team that's grown so much throughout their careers, and just have it all sort of lay into place for us this year. It seemed like um, it was good positive energy this year that we were going to have a great year. And you know um, like I said, I've put in so much work, and just to see it all kind of get taken away within a drop of a hat like that just doesn't sit right in my stomach. Haven't made a decision of what I'm going to do yet. Definitely weighing a lot of possibilities. It's going to have to make sense for me and my family, but I just doesn't sit right in my stomach having to leave the game like this after all the work the last 5 years. It's a really eye-opening situation. You think it's just affecting you and people around you sometimes, but if you look around, it's the entire world. And it's really eye-opening to see sort of different people's perspectives. And early on, no one really understood like what was going on, so like people would have their opinions and people would either listen to you or they wouldn't, or you would just see all these different perspectives like firing at all cylinders coming at you. So it was sort of hard to get a grip of what was actually going on until you sort of take these last week or two and really take a step back and look from a different perspective and say, wow, this is really a global crisis. And it goes a lot further than sports. I know sometimes we may perceive it like that just because sports is our world, but it's really something way bigger than that. So I think that over the last week or so, I've definitely taken a step back and realized that life's not all about baseball, although we may think that because we're so invested in it on a daily basis. But yeah, it's really hard to see for everyone. I think the best way to describe SNU as a whole is just their sense of community. Like you said, they're putting up pop-up shops for the coronavirus all over. They're doing all that donating, and it stems from the top, and you can see it in every coach, every teacher, every professor, that they truly care about you and they want to help their community and give back. And I think that's just sort of something that's stuck out to me from the very beginning, and why I sort of fell in love with SNU. And it translates just to the people that SNU brings in, the coaching staff. I've met some of my best friends for the rest of my life. And yeah, if this is it for me, I'm going to miss the game completely 100%. But I'm going to miss more just that constant daily grind with my best friends, my brothers, that sacrifice that we give up to be the best that we can be, and trying to win a national championship on a daily basis is what I'm going to miss. So I think that, it stems from the top, and that sense of community really helps.